Hello and welcome to this session on import files with payments to us. Import files allows you to quickly upload CSV files from other third-party payment gateways and systems such as Everyday Hero, GoFundraise, GiveNow, or any CSV file that you may be given, such as Workplace Giving. From within Salesforce, to go through the import file process, we will be uploading an Everyday Hero file. We start by navigating to the Import Files tab. We add a new import file entry. From here, we need to select a merchant facility and payment form. We have a list of predefined import types, and on a further step, I'll show you how you can create your own types. These have predefined mappings for things such as Everyday Hero, GiveNow, GoFundraise. For this example, I'm going to choose Everyday Hero. Underneath this, we can either upload the file by browsing for it, we can copy and paste the contents, or we can email the file in. Some of these other options here are options, and for example, the campaign. If you enter a campaign here, then every import line item is going to be linked to that campaign. It's probably not applicable for a peer-to-peer fundraising solution such as Everyday Hero, as all the import line items might have their own campaigns. But it might be for like a workplace giving one. We can automatically create child campaigns. So that means if you had your parent campaign here and then a new campaign came in as a line item in your spreadsheet, then it would automatically create that if it did not exist. We have the option to only upload contacts. So for some fundraising platforms such as Everyday Hero, you have fundraisers that you would load first as one import, then you'd repeat the import file and then load the fundraisers, like the people actually made the donations. For this one, we're going to leave both of these blank, and we're going to browse and select our import file. We go to our directory where the files are stored, and for this one I'm going to choose Everyday Hero Jeff, and you can see here this is just a simple CSV file. I go open and then I go next. Now because I selected Everyday Hero as my import file type originally, it knows that fields like in column heading in the CSV file coming in is called your gross amount, and I'm matching that to the amount. I'm matching the bank deposit date to the bank date. If you wanted to add another column to your spreadsheet called bank date, that actually is the date it hits your bank account, then that would be something you might put in here as well. Country code, currency, the fees that come in, and of course one of the key things here is also the campaign as well. You can match this to a campaign if you want it to be linked or to create a campaign, or you can just leave it blank as I have done in this case. If you change any of these mappings, then what you might want to do here is overwrite this value here and then go save mapping, and then that will be available for future imports. In this example, I'm simply going to go import. Now, whilst this is processing and importing these details, it's important to note that this is a two-step process. The first step is basically getting the CSV file inside of Salesforce, and then the second step is actually processing of this. We'll just wait a moment for this to complete, which it has now processed. The processing of these can handle up to about 45,000 records is what we've tested it for. And you'll get an email once those imports have finished. So I'm back to my import file that I created earlier on. You can see the import file type. I can see here I've just got 4 line items and there are none with error, so you check that. If you had an error, then you could just create a new import file and then just re-import it and process it there. You can see each of the individual line items, so these amounts and dates should match what you're expecting from your CSV file. So now that I've got the information inside Salesforce, I then need to process this. So I do that by pressing the process button, and then we'll press process transactions. There is an alert that I've recently run a transaction for the same amount, so we get a bit of a warning there, which is nice. What this will do is we'll process those transactions and then we'll create them as a payment transaction record. And as you may recall from the previous things, for making an online donation or a um, manual payment, they all end up inside the payment transaction record, and then it goes through our powerful matching and deduplication process to link these payment transactions with an existing contact if that already exists inside Salesforce. If the existing contact does not exist, then it can automatically create it. And we'll do the other downstream things such as creating of opportunities, etc. if needed. So thank you very much for listening to our video on import files. Of course, there is more information and details available on our website under the user manual section, and there's further videos as well.